In this series, you ask, and we answer your questions about disabilities. Welcome to Unreserved.
I don't want to waste a battery.
You're a f***ing nerd. You'd have been the guy that couldn't get the girl, so he built one.
Like weird science.
Hello, my name is Jason Peterson. I'm the operations coordinator for the Community Employment Alliance. Today, I'll be answering your questions about life with a disability.
What's a common question about disability that you wish people would stop asking?
I'm going to explain this scenario because it happens to me quite a lot. Being an American, we all know that a good 50% of who we are is what we do for a living. It's just all kind of wrapped up into being an adult in today's society. So one of the questions, or not so much a question, but one of the comments that bothers me quite a lot, I'll meet someone new in an elevator or some other place that I'm gone into, and I'll offhandedly say, I've just gotten off work and I'm going to a movie or something like that. And the first question I'm asked is not, oh, what do you do? It's, oh, you work? So it's assumed that because I have a disability, somehow I am less than, and that frustrates me seriously to no end.
If you could swap lives with a celebrity for a day, who would it be and why?
You know, as canned as this answer might sound, I can't think of one celebrity that has it really much better than I do, except for the fact of having way more money in their bank account. So I don't really think there is one specific celebrity or a Hollywood personality that I would trade with for a day.
How can schools and workplaces become more inclusive for people with disabilities?
That's a hard question for me to answer because my experience in school wasn't a lot different than the other students in my class, but I think schools in general can do a lot more to help students in whatever capacity the student is able to get ready for the world after the 12th grade or at whatever age they leave the school system. More preparation for life.
What's your favorite way to spend a day off?
Usually at the movie theater.
What's your perspective on the term disability versus differently abled or other terms?
I think it's all political. I think name a dozen different terms for disability, and they all change based on the environment you're in at the time. Essentially, differently abled, having a disability, functionally impaired, they all mean the same thing. And essentially, it's a way of describing somebody that approaches interacting with their world differently than 90% of the rest of humanity.
Can you get a DUI if you're driving the chair drunk?
I don't think so. I think it's public drunkenness. If you're enjoying this, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share. Also, if you have a burning question about having a disability, please take a moment to ask it below so I can answer your questions in the next video.
What's your favorite movie, book, or TV show that features a character with a disability?
No offense to the person that asked that question, but why? Because I'm in a wheelchair. Does my favorite book, TV show, or movie have to revolve around a person having a disability. My likes, dislikes, wants, and or desires have nothing at all to do with having CP. My favorite movie is The Shawshank Redemption. My favorite TV show is Game of Thrones, specifically seasons 1 through 5. The rest of the series sort of goes off the rails. And my favorite book is probably Call of the Wild.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
If I could have any superpower, what would it be and why? Well, I could, since I'm already in a wheelchair, go with the Professor X answer and say mind control. But then that wouldn't be any fun. Well, you know, I could go that route and never need a door button. I could just command people to open doors for me. So that might not be so bad. But, okay, honestly, if I had a superpower, my superpower would be making the wheelchair disappear in the minds of people that meet me on the street. Now don't get that confused. Not so that I'm just floating in midair. That would be sort of creepy. But just so they see me and not the wheelchair first.
If you could have a conversation with your younger self, what funny advice would you give?
Well, being the smartass that I am, I would probably tell my younger self, your spasms are pronounced enough. You should go take tap dancing classes.
How do you handle situations where people stare or make insensitive comments?
That's just daily life when you're in a wheelchair, especially in this day and age. Actually, I take that back. You don't have to worry about it so much anymore because people are so engrossed in their cell phones that they're not looking at me so much. So technology will one day rule the world and I'll become normal.
How do you balance self-care with pursuing your goals?
Quite honestly, it's all about logistics. I'm going to answer the question in a slightly different way. Handling self-care and pursuing my day-to-day life goals is a balance of having my care provider here when I need them to be here and understanding that my success is not only in my hands. In a lot of ways, I have to rely on someone else's help to pursue my daily life. So with that being said, I want people to understand that being a care provider is not a menial job. Being a care provider is probably one of the more noble jobs someone can undertake. Their assistance is invaluable. For example, my caregiver is rock solid reliable. I love her to pieces. And I know without a doubt every morning she is going to walk through the door when I need her to. So that hour, 2 or 3 hours together performing my personal care activities allow me to move through my day and succeed in my personal ambitions. When someone relies on a care provider for assistance, they put their life in some aspects in someone else's hands. If that person doesn't show up or is late, for people with disabilities, especially people like myself who have high-level disabilities where there are several personal care things that I need assistance with. If my caregiver doesn't show up, my day fully stops until someone arrives. If you're still watching, please take a moment to like and subscribe. Ask your questions below so we can learn together on the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you believe, like I do, that everyone with a disability has the right to experience life and be a part of their community, please join us at communityemploymentalliance.org and our Facebook page.